Final Fantasy IV Let's Play walkthrough. My name is Momo and let's get right into it then. Okay, so the last time we left our heroes, we decided that we're gonna do what Momo has done for most of his adult life, procrastinate. So while we should be heading over to the sealed cave to get the crystal from Golbez, we're instead gonna be doing some side quests and all of that kind of nonsense. But before we can enter this dungeon, we've got a battle to take care of. No big deal. You know, it's really annoying about this battle system is that it's constantly just pauses. Like, I can't even decide what actions I want my characters to take because the game doesn't let me. I don't know, it's like one of the only problems I have with this game. But it's great that I got this little phoenix down, I suppose. Alright, before we do anything in this dungeon, we're gonna go ahead and have Rosa cast Float on us. It's a spell she learns at level 35 because in this dungeon there are sections of the floor that will actually damage us when we step on them. Thankfully though, with Float, this is not the case. Right, Redia tells us that she came this way when Leviathan swallowed her. So clearly, you can infer what we're gonna be doing in here. Note that the enemies in here are reasonably nasty. So we're gonna want to make sure that we heal every turn where possible. So I'm gonna have Rosa on standby to pray just to make sure we've got a little bit of passive recovery going on here. As you can see, this summoner is taking a long time to die. Yeah, he's only summoning a level 1 goblin, but that's pretty bad as it is. As you can see, we dealt like about 5k of damage to him and all we got was a potion for it. Although the XP gain is not that bad per se. So let's grab a phoenix down over there and let's head through the wall over here to grab an ether. Perfect. These are great treasures to have, obviously, seeing as how our mage is going to run out of MP very quickly. Because Rosa's going to need to be healing very, very often. Blood Eyes, not bad. Well, you can see how much damage they did to Redia and she's in the back row taking all of that. Nasty, I tell ya. But I don't think her attacking is going to be working. So what we're going to do is as soon as she gets her turn, I'm going to switch things up a bit and we're going to go ahead and use Bio. It's a great attack, it does decent damage, and if we multicast it's even better. That really spoofs the damage quite nicely, but as you can see, everyone's in a bit of danger after that battle. So Rosa's Cura should be more than enough to get us up. One dose of it got Redia to full HP. You can go ahead and use a group cast if you're lazy, like I am. And that's all there is for this floor once I get through this battle. Arachnes are a really interesting enemy in here because they like using the earthquake, but because we're floating, it won't do all that much damage to us. Making them the perfect enemy to fight around here. And they give us a Gaia drum, which is a nice little item that casts Quake. Now that we've zoned out, we need to recast our float, so just make sure Rosa does that. Ooh, battle again. Oh, come on, really? I really hate this nonsense of being back attacked. I don't know why it happens to me so often. Yes, Redia, you show that summoner what a real summoner can do. And of course, Rosa's prayers aren't going to be answered. Yeah, I think more than one bio battle is overkill, really. And Rosa's lack of faith is starting to get to me, guys. All these prayers I'm sending up above and none of them are being answered. Heartbreaking, I tell you. Of note that you can use the summoner enemy to farm for a bit of experience. Obviously, all you gotta do is just hit him every now and again and he'll summon constantly. And with every new monster he summons that you end up killing, you obviously get more experience. Again, not really necessary. That Hell Flapper? Hell Flapper. Oh my goodness, that sounds wrong. Notice that how he takes so little damage when he's got a monster in play. Monster in play, that sounds like Yu-Gi-Oh! Oh my goodness. Come on, die. Finally a prayer that works. And again, quite a lot of experience for that battle. Let's grab our high potion over there. Nothing else to see around here. I checked the walls. No hidden passageways. Nothing of that nature. And all the way up here we have a cottage. We can't have too many of these. Honestly, we can't. Preemptive strike. I love it. It's good to know that there's a little bit of inclusivity here. The odds are not completely stacked against us. Although sometimes, I promise you, it feels like it. Arachnes, I am so happy when I see Arachnes because they don't really do that much damage to us. Easy experience, really. I just love it. You know, if ever there was a perfect enemy for a perfect dungeon, it's the Arachne down here. Because we're gonna be floating anyway, so the earthquake doesn't matter. Okay, here's the exit. But if we go through, I don't see any other places to go around here. So yeah, let's go ahead and take this exit. These thunder dragons are dangerous. They have a very nasty attack called Thunderbolt. Hopefully you can take it out quickly, but I don't think that's gonna happen. Thankfully, the only one that's really going to get hit by it badly is Edge, because he's not wearing any lightning resistance clothing like we are, and go figure, the damn dragon's going to go and attack Edge. Just drop a Cura on him. That should solve that issue. And Kane gains the level. Hooray! Move along. In number 3, we're going to go ahead and cast Float again. To make sure everyone's up in the air so that we don't have any shenanigans or nonsense. Okay, here we go. And if you head all the way down there through the wall, you could have yourselves a poison axe, a Kiku Ikumonji. Well, at least I think I'm saying that right. As you can see, it's a vast improvement over his Ashura, so it's definitely a no-brainer. The poison axe can be equipped by both Cecil and Kane. However, you'll notice that if you're holding a shield, it's not possible to equip it, so let's remove it just to see how much it does. Personally, I don't find it worth the drop in defense that Cecil takes, so I'm going to keep the diamond shield on instead. So let's head all the way back through. Of course you're going to summon, it's what you do. Swap rows. Paralyze him at the very least, ready up? Okay, so now that the Naja Raja is paralyzed, that gives us a lot of room to play with. So we're going to try and focus our attacks on the summoner. Nice. Keep it coming. Thankfully, you can only summon one thing at a time. Otherwise, you can imagine the chaos that would be ensuing here right about now. And Rydia leveled up and has learned Drain. She's at level 36 right now. So she's not going to be learning the gas spells anytime soon. I think that's only at level 39. So right now, Bio is more than good enough though. Yowzers, these guys hit hard. Thankfully, as you can see, Edge is doing quite a lot of damage here. Yikes. The Cube Cura should sort that out. Nice. We're doing well so far. Brilliant. And if we head all the way to the left here, we grab ourselves a bestiary and through the wall over there, and we'll come into this new area. This is going to be a really nasty battle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that everyone is well healed, because this battle, if it's not a well-oiled machine, you're in trouble. Also, I'm going to drop an ether on Rydia because we're going to be needing a lot of MP for this battle. So even 2 ethers is fine. Make sure everyone's well healed before you open this chest. Trust me on this. 5 Fell Knight is no joke. You're going to attack there. You attack too. Okay, that wasn't too much, thankfully. Ow. I hate that they all attack in a row and I can't even take actions. So I'm one problem with the gameplay of this game. Rydia is going to be concentrating on summoning Titan to try and take out as many of them as quickly as possible. While Rosa, depending on your guy's state, she can either cast Cura or Curaga. I'm going to go with Cura for now, and then let's auto battle our way through it. Hopefully these guys can die quickly. If you let this battle get out of control, it's going to be nasty. Trust me, it's going to be horrendous. We don't want that. As you can see, Rydia is doing quite a bit of damage, almost enough to take out the others by herself. However, another Titan is not going to hurt anyone. Actually, it will. It's not necessary to Cull Titan a second time. So let her attack, and maybe she'll get the paralysis on someone. Not this time. And that curse is a problem. But they're only doing it now, so I assume it's only because it's the last. For all our efforts, we get one of the best weapons in the game, the Defender Sword. As you can see, it's got power far beyond that of Cecil's Ogre Killer. And it also, if we go into the status screen, you can see it increases his stamina by a pretty large amount. So that was worth the horrors of that battle, that's for certain. However, that's all we have to do now, so we're gonna go in back. I'm not fighting that battle. That is a nasty encounter right there. I am not taking it on right now. We will have a chance to fight those enemies later, so I'm not stressing about their bestiary enemies. Ah, come on, you were not supposed to attack that. The best part about Cecil's new shiny Defender is that it has no elements attached, so he's not going to be having any penalties to certain enemies. Ow. We're so close to the exit, so I'm really not too worried about Rosa already as MP at this stage. Perfect. Rydia finished that battle very nicely. Kane's in need of a heal, pretty desperately. You can go ahead and use Curaja if you want. It costs twice as much as Cura, but it also does twice the amount of healing. So now we're in the Fame Arc upper level. Before we do anything, let's go ahead and hit these. Ether, Bestiary. Ignore this tower for now. We're gonna get there just now, trust me. 5,000 gil, great things to have. Hey, get out of my way, 6,000 gil. I love how they're just tossing all of this money on us. Right, that's pretty much it for this level of the Fame Arc. Well, let's go down here and see what they have. And let's step right back on it. Rat Tail. This is possibly the third most important treasure that we're going to find in the Fame Arc. So make sure that you get a hold of it. We're not going to explore the middle level just yet. Instead, we're going to go all the way down here. If this guy can move. Yeah, there we go. That's what we need. And we're going to step on this tile here. Note that we don't want to step on that same tile. It's going to cause a problem. Yoichi arrows, elixir, dry ether, and a Yoichi bowl. Let's have a look at that. As you can see, the Yoichi bowl gives a lot more attack to Rosa than the killer bow that she's got. So we can do that, and the Yoichi arrows are great, yeah, but we have such a limited supply, and even though it increases her attack, like almost on par with Cecil and Kane, I don't know if it's worth it at this stage. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit this one again, and we're back on the upper level. Now we're going to go ahead right back to the first one that we took. Right, the northernmost one. This is where we want to be. Okay, as you can see, there's a sundry shop here with an inn. Well, I mean, that's a bit too expensive. They've got Phoenix Downs. We should have more than enough. Let's buy some cottages and tents. I think we have enough to be getting along with right now. As you can see, it's actually cheaper to buy cottages than it is to actually stay at this inn. They're mad. They are truly mad. So if we go over here to this house on the northwest, you'll find that there's some treasures in here, a bestiary, which is of no use to anyone, and a Phoenix Down. And also, if you see this odd symbol on the floor, it's actually a save point. So I'm gonna go ahead. How's Rydia's MP? Rosa's is a bit low, so we're gonna actually use a cottage down here. As you can see, that's even cheaper than using the inn in this damn place. So we're gonna go ahead and save our game before we continue. We've got 2 nasty boss battles coming up. Not to worry though. We can get through them at this stage. So let's head south from here. And over here, I don't think there's anything in this house. Well, this is the one we want to go. There's naming way over there if you want to change anybody's names. Although, at this stage, you really shouldn't need to. Let's head into the weapon shop and see what we have here. Okay, Rydia, the only thing new is a Blitz Whip and a Fairy Rod. Angel Arrows are shit. Fairy Rod, we're going to get this one for Rydia, as well as a Blitz Whip. Alright, let's go ahead and equip our shiny new stuff. As you can see, the Blitz Whip is far superior to her Chain Whip. However, the real killer is her Fairy Rod. If we look here, her intellect is sitting at 53. If we put the Fairy Rod on, let's go ahead and check. 63. The Fairy Rod gives her 10 extra, which is excellent. However, for normal running around enemies, it's not worth it because her whip is better. However, you'll see that for boss battles, if you know they're coming, put the Fairy Rod on and Rydia will be doing a lot more damage. For armor, we have an Aegis Shield for Cecil and Kane and a Luminous Robe for the ladies. Let's get 2 Luminous Robes then, shall we? As well as an Aegis Shield. Oh boy. Right, so Rydia, let's go look at this Luminous Robe. It's certainly a lot better than... Oh, come on, are you kidding me? Oh goodness, let's sell our stuff first. As always, Gaia Drums, useless. Bomb Cores, useless. Decoys are great, but I'm not going to use one right now. Coral Whiskers, useless. Bestiaries, worse. Alarm Clock is good. Shurikens we're going to use shortly. Rattle we're going to use shortly. Casal Green's always necessary. The Ashura we don't need. This Ogre Killer is done with it. Done. Poison Axe, yeah, we don't need it. Iron Arrows, Fire Arrows, all these arrows we can hold on to for the moment. Rydia's Chain Whip, we don't need it anymore. Right, so let's go ahead and look at Rydia's equipment. Well, let's look at her status. 53. If we put the Luminous Robe on, how much does that change? It doesn't, so the Luminous Robe is far superior. So, Rosa, you can get the Luminous Robe as well. And as for the boys, well, let's go ahead and sell the Black Robe and the Sage's Surplus for now. And let's buy an Aegis Shield. I've got enough money, so we may as well buy both, I suppose. As you can see, it's a decent increase for Cecil. His magic defense is great, and it protects him from Petrify, which is always a good thing. And let's sell these diamond shields while we're in here, because I am getting sick and tired of running out of inventory space. Right, let's get out of here. That's pretty much everything there is to do in the Famar, besides the most obvious being our boss battles that we're going to take care of right now, once this guy gets out of my way. Right, so let's head into the middle house over here, and down the stairs. You note that if you examine these bookcases, you can learn some interesting things about all of Rydia's summons. I'm not going to, you can do it if you want to, and we're in the chamber of the Eidolon King. However, before we speak to him, we have to speak to his lady wife, Asura. Make sure everyone's in tip-top condition, and let's talk. Very good question. I suppose we'll answer that right now. Let's begin. Butterface, right off the bat. Okay, Asura does not attack you unless you attack her. The only thing she does is cast Curaga on herself. As you can see, that's a pretty decent amount that she's healing herself for. And she's also going to toss Rays around. We don't want her to be doing that. It'll just make our lives so much more difficult. So what we're going to do is we're going to cast Reflect. Not on ourselves, but on Asura. Perfect. Now every time Asura heals herself, it's going to bounce off of her and land onto one of us. Excellent. Now, it missed for some reason. Kane's going to be jumping while Cecil attacks. Note that every time you hit Asura, she's going to hit you back. So obviously, when we deal with counterattacks, what do I always say? We want our hits to count. Now we can't damage her normally with normal magic, so we're going to have to use Titan. Rosa, you can... well, it's pointless really to haste anyone because Asura is not going to attack us unless we attack her back. So Rosa is going to be Curaing every turn to conserve MP. while the boys, they're gonna hit. Nice. And she's not doing that much damage back to Cecil. Alright, let's see how much Titan does. Rydia's Titan alone should be enough to do enough damage to kill this thing. As you can see, 2.5 grand, that's fantastic. Now what Rose is going to do is she's going to cast Berserk on the boys. Let's start off with Edge. You don't even have to worry about buffing yourself that much. Asura will do it for you. Ow. This way, Edge is going to actually do more damage. As you can see, his attack almost doubled. Triple 7, I feel like that's a thing. There's no real trick to dealing with Asura. You just have to make sure you stay on top of her damage and don't attack while you're not ready for it. Come on, hit Edge. No, it targeted Cecil. It's the only problem with these reflectings. Raise, where's Raise? Raise, there we go. Come on, take it out, boys. If Rydia runs low on MP at any stage, just have her cast Osmose on Cecil. That should be more than enough to take care of it. Nice. Damage variance is a real thing in this game. I saw that attack do 300 a couple of times. Okay, I think the time's right for Curaga here. Rydia, you just carry on tightening. Edge. Oh boy, her reflect actually wore off. So that's at least one Gaia's Wrath wiped off. Right, reflect, get that reflect back up immediately. Oh shit, did not mean to do that. And now we can't heal Edge anymore. Perfect. Just what I need. Got quite a lot of MP though. Of course it'll target Rosa. I really don't want to leave Edge dead just now. You know, in case he loses a lot of experience, which I have a feeling this battle is going to be worth because it's taking so long. And that was it, 4,000 experience. Brilliant, Cecil gained a level 2. Fantastic. Right, so now Rydia has a new summon, Asura. If we go ahead and look at it. Oops, summon. Summons Asura. Well, that tells you a lot. Basically, Asura has one of 3 random effects. She'll either cast Raise on the party, Curaga on the party, or otherwise she will simply just use Protect on the party. That's basically your 3 options. It's a bit unreliable, but at the same time, it'll help in a pinch. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and drop an Ether on Rydia as well, and perhaps one on Rosa. That should be more than enough MP to take care of it. And let's go ahead and speak to this guy. If you defeat, note that you can't speak to him before you speak to Asura. So you gotta have Asura first before you can actually challenge Leviathan. He's gonna open the battle with Deluge, which might knock some of us for a bit, but we should be okay, honestly. Well, I don't think anyone's gonna die. Yeah, no one died. Kane jumps as always. Edge attacks. As you can see, we're doing quite a bit of damage to him immediately. Right, Rydia is going to be concentrate on summoning Ramu, because Ramu is going to be Thunder Elemental, Leviathan is Water, so it's going to do the most damage if we hit his weakness. Nice. You're not really going to have time to cast Shell, but if Rosa does have a chance, make sure to cast Shell. Thankfully, because we're not really watching how much we're damaging him, it should go a lot faster. As opposed to Asura, who just counters and counters and counters and counters. You couldn't have been in the air for that one, Kane? Really? A second earlier and we would have been done. And he would have avoided that damage entirely. Those Blazzaras hurt, I gotta say. Check out that damage. Right, let's go ahead and cast a shell while everyone's on the ground. And here comes another deluge, so that was probably just in time. As you can see, it doesn't really make that much of a difference, I suppose. We're going to do ready as items. Let's put on the fairy rod and let's summon Ramu and see what the difference is. I think another Cura is in order. Let's see how much damage that does. She was averaging around 2.5k. This should be quite a bit more. Not really, actually. So I'm questioning whether it's worth it to even have done that. Should be close to finish by now, I'm sure. Here comes another deluge. Thankfully, Kane is in the air this time, so he avoids it. And ready as Judgment Bolt. As you can see, it's doing quite a bit of damage. We're not short on damage here. He just seems to have a lot of HP. I wonder what's that little shake thing he's doing all this time. Ow, you had to go ahead and hit Kane with it, did ya? I suppose if you've got the Flame Mail or Flame Shield running around your inventory, so you can use that for this battle. Because he seems to be using a lot of ice elemental damage. Again, if at any point Rydia seems to run low on MP, just have an Osmos of Cecil. He doesn't have any use for it, she does. Rosa herself is running a bit low. So let's go ahead and cast a shell while everyone is at least in a stage where they can survive a deluge. And of course Kane had to jump and miss it. Come on! Are you mean to tell me this guy is still alive? And that was that. 5600 EXP, and Rydia will learn the Leviathan summon. Fantastic! This is going to be her strongest move for now, so we're only going to be wanting to use it on special occasions for really bad enemies, because as you can see, it costs a hefty 50 MP. So that gives you really an idea of how much power that summon has. So we're going to go all the way over here, back to the northernmost house, so that we can use our cottage or tent or whatever you need to use, because no doubt your party is in a bit of a disarray after those two fights. Although you can come back here between them if you want. I just figured I was in a good enough state where I didn't really need to. But that's where I'm going to end this part, so until next time, bye. And if you haven't, Don't forget to leave a like on this video and subscribe to see the next parts. Until then, bye now.